Yeah.
Okay, now we're live. Yeah, no, like the second I heard she stepped down, I'm like, have I had a stroke? This is the best news I've had all week.
I mean, I'm pretty indifferent, despite hearing from numerous YouTubers about how much of a bitch she was. I honestly was like, well, that's that, I guess. The only kind of resentment I have towards her is how she treated Monkey Jones, a YouTuber that I used to really be a fan of. He was one of the OGs. Like he was one of the earlier creators when YouTube wasn't what it was, and he had some of the best content. It was funny as hell. And I think her and her YouTube cronies kept trying to get rid of him because his bold bashness just wasn't fit, I guess, for advertisers or something. I don't know. But outside of that, I literally have nothing else against her. Yeah, she was just there, and despite her making dumber rules for YouTube, like getting rid of the dislike button, I don't know who came up with that, but if she's the head, she must have approved that. That was stupid. It
Yeah,
was
I
like
look at her as the Kathleen Kennedy of YouTube, basically.
she almost looks a little bit like Kathleen Kennedy. But I
Yeah,
was like, outside of that
Susan.
monkey, yeah, outside of that Monkey Jones thing, I really don't have anything against her, even though she made some pretty poor calls post that, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. Ever since, like, I remember around the time I started watching It's a Gundam, I just became more and more aware of how insufferable Susan Canadian name is.
Oh,
Like,
which reminds me, Nathan. Instead of the witch is dead, shouldn't you call this the witch is retired?
nah, I'll go with that. Fuck it.
Okay. I guess metaphorically dead.
Yeah, like not the only reason I'm calling that is because It's a Gundam. He sent his video. He felt like the dwarfs or whatever in the Wizard of Oz who goes, "Ding dong, the witch is dead." Like, yeah,
No.
no, this woman fucked with so many YouTubers. Like, she never did anything to me, mind you. Like, I wasn't that big, but my thing is, I think this will either be good or bad depending on how things go down the line. Because the people who run YouTube, they remind me of the same people who run Disney. They double and triple down, hurl them purple Aki.
Mm.
Like they never learn a lesson. It's just okay. Well, we pissed people off. How can we remedy our losses? Let's piss more people off.
Mm. I don't know. I'm kind of tied. On one hand, I get it. They had advertisers. They want to appeal to them. They didn't want to risk losing that. But on the other hand, it's like you're being an absolute asshole to basically your employees, the people that even make you money. It's like you're treating them like shit. It's like you couldn't try to manage both. At least be polite. Like this
I know
robotic.
that's not even the most annoying thing. Like when it comes to copyright strikes, like music, that YouTube is spineless.
Mm.
Like I remember they shot down a YouTuber I like, or they almost did. His name's totally not Mark. Does some real,
Oh yeah.
yeah, does fantastic videos
Actually,
on characters. I'm just like, okay, fuck YouTube for this.
I
Fuck.
blame I blame Toei more than YouTube because one of their bots pulled that shit, in my opinion. But
Oh no, I
I
blame
still blame
Toei
you.
too, but I blame YouTube more because they didn't stand up for this guy. They basically left him high and dry.
Oh well, I'd expect them to lay dead and pretend and play ball with Toei's bots because they're trying to they're trying to appease these corporations so they can keep getting, I guess, advertiser money.
So yeah, YouTube is like again, she's like it's like Kathleen Kennedy in Star Wars. It's like they want people to hate them. It drives me nuts. It's like this is not how you make money, you fuckers. This is how you alienate people.
Mm. I mean,
And
I'm not gonna act like a whiz here, but I've heard some people say that when you get into business, your goal isn't to be liked or have a good reputation, it's to make money, and you'll do whatever it takes to make money, even if you become the most hated person in society or something. And
yeah,
I
well,
think
Kathleen Kennedy and Susan Canadian name have neither. They are neither liked, and they did not make a lot of money, as far as I
yeah, I
know.
know they're not successful, at least not in the grand scheme compared to, I guess, people in the past. But it's like they were still willing, from what I can understand, they were still willing to take that risk. You know, they were dumb, but they were still willing to take that risk. And even though it screwed them over, I believe they still had that mindset.
Yeah. So again, the Kathleen Kennedy of YouTube is finally gone or stepping down. And I'm hoping that this isn't like Elon Musk, where I'm so disappointed. I know how an Asian parent feels, but yeah, I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, well, honestly, now that she stepped down, if you ask me, it's just going to be another nameless person that apparently is a close associate of hers and whatever powerful people up on the top, I guess on the internet side of things are. And YouTube's going to be about the same.
I hate them already.
Well, my thing is, dude, is I've been observing these companies and corporations, and I think I have an idea of their strategy. They like to play the long game. They already had a plan in mind. It's a dumb one, but they already had that plan in mind years ago, and they implemented it. And no matter who's running the show, at least publicly, you never know these days. It could be the same people, but no matter who's running the show publicly, they're just gonna keep playing this long game until something happens, and then they change the rules again because now they're thinking of other ways to stay in power. So it's your basic bullshit. It's kind of why I feel like people overestimate these companies and corporations because they're thinking that they must have some type of massive organized grand plan when in reality they're just playing the same bullshit tactics that kept them in place this whole time.
Okay, yeah, my dad says you might hear some noise from him when he comes in.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, well, I'll be going to the hospital later today, so this may not be as long as usual.
That's fine too.
But Ruger, calm down. That's for this dog is so clingy.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, be right back. I set to go mute for a second.
Got it.
Okay, I'm back.
Wow, that was
How's it
quick.
going, guys?
Hey, Bats.
You have to pardon me. I'm getting dressed right now. But
Got it.
what are you guys talking about?
Susan, Canadian name stepping down.
YouTube. Head of YouTube stepping down. Susan. Is her name Susan B. Anthony? Or am I getting
Susan Wachowski. I call her.
Wachowski, right? Yeah, sorry, my mind. I don't know why. I got that
Yeah.
mixed up.
Yeah, I call her Susan Canadian name. I can never remember her last name usually.
Is the Wachowski a Canadian name?
I think so.
Mm.
But
Sounds
yeah, I'm
Polish to me.
hoping some good will come of this, but I'm not holding my breath.
Mm. I want to write a letter to the
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah,
I want to write a letter to the Wachowski brothers, who used to be the Wachowski sisters, and ask them what was their headspace when being okay with Matrix Resurrections. I'm like, no, not Matrix, not Matrix Resurrections. What's the name of the fourth one?
I don't know. I can tell you what was going through their mind. They wanted to take back the red pill term from the alt-right. That's what they claimed they were doing.
Yeah, I know, that's so stupid. I don't get it.
Oh, 1 second. Marley. Christ.
Yeah, no, I was right the first time. Matrix Resurrections, yeah. Anyway, what were you saying before, Bats?
I was just asking what were you guys talking about?
Oh, yeah. Susan Wachowski stepped down, and I had a feeling Nathan would be dancing and celebrating. Apparently, he's very happy.
I'm
more or
skeptically
less
optimistic.
no, I'm more or less indifferent. The only thing Susan Wachowski's ever done to piss me off was get rid of Monkey Jones, an OG YouTuber who's legendary in my opinion. You probably heard of him, maybe you didn't. I don't know. He was a cool guy. Oh, you never heard of him?
Nope.
Yeah, well, anyway, he was a cool guy. He made fun content. He was crazy. He had some personal life issues that affected him emotionally, but outside of that, he was a pretty cool guy. And I guess his bash content, because he was one of the earlier YouTubers before they started implementing a lot of these rules we're familiar with, but his bash attitude which he held on to, got him kicked out. I guess the advertisers, weren't gonna support YouTube with keeping him around, and I kind of see him as Batman in The Dark Knight Returns. While everyone else played ball and changed, he didn't, and he suffered for it.
Yeah, he
It's
got
like,
screwed over.
yeah, outside of him in that situation, I'm more or less indifferent to her. As someone who's been around on YouTube, she's just whatever. But I know a lot of YouTubers are pissed with her for some of the dumb YouTube decisions she and many of them probably approved. Like getting rid of the dislike button. That was just stupid. I don't know
No, I
why.
think that was done to placate celebrities.
Yeah. Well, whatever the intentions were, it was stupid.
Yep. Again, the Kathleen Kennedy of YouTube.
I don't think I go that far. Even though she kind of looks like Kathleen Kennedy, I wouldn't argue that she's the Kathleen Kennedy of YouTube.
Oh no, like you ever seen the opening for Left 4 Dead 2 where the guy is hitting a zombie with the stock of a shotgun and goes, "This used to be a nice neighborhood." That was YouTube before Susan Wachowski started fucking with it.
Okay.
But that's most YouTubers. They're like, "This used to be a nice neighborhood."
Mm.
So I don't know how long
fair
she's
fact.
been on YouTube, but God, did she ruin it?
What did you say, Bats? I think
I'll be
he
right
said.
back.
Oh,
I'll be
yeah,
right
yeah.
back.
Figured you said that. Yeah. Yeah, he said he'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, but see, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm not holding my breath.
I'm more indifferent. Like, I'm not holding up faith for just any like replacement for her in any way. It's like they made dumb decisions, but I'm used to the way YouTube is these days. I'm not really gonna throw a fit about it.
Yeah, like I don't have that big of a thing for you with YouTube. Like I just make PowerPoint videos and then post them up, and then see if people like them or not. But I'm small potatoes. I'm a small fry, so I don't
Yeah,
have
that's
much to worry
basically
about.
we're all small fries here. Well, except for Bats. From last I checked, he does his stuff on Odyssey.
I do it on Odyssey too. I post it on YouTube and Odyssey.
Mm. I'm
I've
not
got.
sure if Bats has a YouTube channel, but I know he has an Odyssey one.
I'll have to check it out later.
Oh yeah, sure. Just ask him for the link when he comes back.
All right, but yeah. So there was some other news I heard. I think it was. I can't remember what it was, but there was this other news I
I'm back.
also want to talk about. Oh, hey,
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 Bats.
Brett. Yeah, there's this other news I heard about something else, but I forgot what it was. But yeah, so she's gone. Hopefully, the next person is not as insufferable, but will probably be insufferable. So, what else y'all want to talk about besides that?
Wow, that was quick.
Well, we can still talk about it, but there's only so much you can say about it. Like, all I can say is uh, prepare some soap on a rope. That's all I can say to YouTubers.
Mm. Are you familiar with SK Nathan?
That's the dumbass that tried to debate Eric July, right?
I wouldn't call him a dumbass as someone who's watched his content too. He seems like a pretty good critical thinker, and he's been debating a lot of movies and shows and stuff that's like fiction related, especially in the superhero department. He has a pretty decent reputation, though people find some of his takes like bad. Like also, as a longtime viewer, I can never tell if I can never tell what he likes and what he doesn't because he praised the Dark Knight trilogy for years, saying it was objectively good, and then in recent years, he tore those movies down too. So I really don't I don't know. I feel like he's flying to the sun with his criticism. He's basically if you give a critic god powers, like anything he considers an inconsistency or a flaw, he's gonna use against a project or a product.
Oh, so he's like Red Letter Media. He sounds like a douchebag,
No,
basically.
no, no, no. He's not like Red Letter. Red Letter Media have some of the shittiest critiques, at least when it comes to Star Wars. I don't know about Star Trek because I think they know. I think they're more into Star Trek than me.
Yeah, they're Star Trek fans. That's
Yeah.
the problem with Star Wars is that they're Star Trek fans.
Yeah, and I'm a Star Wars fan. I love Star Trek, but I'm more of a Star Wars fan than a Star Trek fan. So
Yeah,
I know
they have-
that's probably where the criticisms fall flat for me. Is like this reminds me of a Bill Burr joke. Like back when Arnold Schwarzenegger first like his affair came out, you had
Yeah.
all these articles coming about why so many men in power were pigs, and they were all written by women. And he's like, that's like me writing a thing called The Third Trimester and What to Expect.
no, but here's the thing, Nathan. SK isn't like RLM, Letter Me, or whatever they are. I try to forget about them these days, but he's not like them. Like, and I mean that in terms of I mean that in terms of like the quality of his content. It's not like theirs because he actually does have points that make logical sense. He tries to look at things as objectively as possible when it comes to criticizing media. So it's like it's not a matter of the Mr. Plinkett personality type, you know.
Ah, got
Dark
it.
Knight does have plenty of flaws. It's
Mm,
just they're covered up and very well masked by how well done the movie is.
right. Like he basically he was praising Batman Begins for a very long time. And then he started tearing it down mostly over the point that Batman's Batmobile smashes over the police cars like pancakes. He's like, yeah, it's like his criticism is that if Batman's code is so important to him, he wouldn't risk smashing those police cars, not knowing if police are inside, which I'm pretty sure I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Batman didn't think the police were inside. I'm pretty sure he was sure of that, which is why he had no issue doing it. And it was clear no one was in there. But, that was one of his criticisms and it's like this is how good that guy is. So he's not like our letter media. He's not a dumbass or dumbass.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it sounds like he at least has some legitimate critiques. Rather than me, their critiques I consider less legitimate.
Well, my thing is, Nathan, is that my issue with SK is that I feel like he's flying too close to the sun. I feel like he's going to break apart any product possible to the point where there's nothing he'll call objectively good. Like he's just gonna keep tearing and tearing and tearing until there's nothing left. If that makes any sense.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping happens to Red Letter Media. This guy, not so much. I'm hoping they fly too close to the sun and they get burned one day.
Oh no, their time is done. Ever since the prequel resurgence, people have been attacking them left and right. The red letter media age is pretty much over.
Oh, good. They deserve. Like, I will go to my dying breath saying, screw Red Letter Media, those hipster hacks.
I'd say the only people watching them these days are like longtime fans. And I used to be a fan. I still watch them sometimes.
Yeah, the only person who bitched about the prequels I watch still is Jeremy Johns. That's it.
Because he apologized later.
Yeah, actually, I only started watching him after I found out about his apology. I used to think he was a douchebag because he was a critic.
Right. Yeah, sorry. My heater went off.
That's fine.
That thing can make a loud ringing sound the louder you keep it on.
Yeah, but what was I gonna say? But yeah, this SK guy, I never heard of him until you sent that video on Discord. Like until then, he was like, never heard of him.
Oh yeah. Him and Eric we're having the Miles Morales debate on whether Miles Morales is a good Spider-Man character or not. Eric believes that Miles Morales is a pretty bad tokenized character, and SK believing the opposite. I'm kind of in the middle. I agree with Eric when it comes to the character in the comics, but I don't agree with him when it comes to the character in the movies and in the movie and the games. I feel like they made him better in those.
Yeah, in the comics, I can't comment. I remember in the Spider-Man video game for the PS4, I thought he was okay.
He was okay, yeah. I feel like other mediums have improved this character.
And the thing about Eric is he doesn't like token characters as far as I can tell, or he doesn't like ones that are bad. So I have to assume that Miles Morales in the comics is just a character he thinks is piss poor. What about you, Bats? Have you read any Miles? Oh, well, I don't think he's back yet. Never mind.
I'm here.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask, what's your take on Miles Morales?
I have no care one way or the other. I know hardly anything about him. I know Eric July calls him Black Spider-Man, and that's about it. I know that they used him as an excuse to explain why Peter Parker did some weird things. Or is that Ben Reilly they did that? I don't know which Spider-Man, but I thought it was Miles Morales they were using to explain why Peter Parker was doing some weird things in the 90s.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't care about Spider-Man personally.
Neither do I. I find him kind of annoying. Well, I do now. I used to like him, but I gradually found the comic version of him kind of annoying.
Well, as I was going down the rabbit hole of reading about him, learning more about him, hearing what fans thought about him, I learned that basically people, or the common thing about him is that he can't hold responsibility. He doesn't know what responsibility is. And so it's like when you read his like wiki page, or you read or you watch the movies even, you see it's like a consistent thing with Peter Parker where it's always someone else's fault. It's never his fault. He doesn't take responsibility for anything. And so to me, it's like, how many times does someone going to go through this story arc until they get the idea? But also, I don't like that story arc. It's like, all right, maybe once it's fine. The Flash has that story arc once or twice. I should say each of the Flash, I want to say, have that story arc. Fuck.
Yeah, I didn't like him because, well, mainly the thing was, I remember there was this panel where he confronts the Punisher. He's like, "You think you're the only one who has lost someone? That gives you an excuse to deal." And I'm like, "Fuck you!" Like, everyone deals with grief differently, and the Punisher isn't exactly mentally stable. So expecting like consistency and like reason from the Punisher is kind of not. To me, that's like asking expecting a blind man not to see a cliff ahead of him. Hey, Dan, you still there? Yeah, because he's away from the screen.
Yeah, and I'm going to bounce, Nathan. You guys take it easy, okay?
That's fine. See you around, Bats.
Yep.
Ding dong, the bitch is dead. Da 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 da. How about them subs? Okay, yeah, no, that's a terrible transition. But till Dan gets back, I'll just say some random stuff. If you watch Red Letter Media, you have my condolences. Your taste is in question. Actually, not in question. I question if you ever had it. Actually, not even that. No, if you watch Red Letter Media, just God help you. Your brain has to be fried by now. Like, they are douchebags. They are the biggest douchebags on the internet. Actually, no, they're the second biggest douchebag right next to what are they? SJWs. Like, they're just as bad as SJWs, in my opinion. And now we play the waiting game. And Twitter is about as useful as a cock-flavored lollipop right now. Nothing worth talking about. Like, yeah. Hey, Dan, you there? The multiverse is overrated. Yeah, really, he really is gone. I'm gonna get a drink. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Actually, let me see if I can get some other people to join. This is boring. Well, send a link to some other people on Discord, so I'll see if anyone else joins. Because I'll be honest, Dan has kind of zones in and out sometimes. But he's like this in conversations. Sometimes he'll just zone out. You don't hear from him for hours. And back to the Wachowski thing. I actually do want to hope that things could get better. It's just like I said, she's the cat. It's like Kathleen Kennedy. It's like Disney had multiple chances to get rid of her, to remedy the situation with the Star Wars fans, to win some of them back. They didn't. They continue to insult, throw them under the bus like Eric Cartman, and double and triple down on their bullshit. The same with YouTube. They had plenty of chances not to piss off people online through their content creators. They promoted the content creators who were insufferable or who actually had a worse skeleton in the closet than the ones they were alienating. And yeah, so personally, I don't think it's going to get any better or worse on YouTube. I think it'll get worse before it gets better. Like, I think either it'll be YouTube will die as a platform, or maybe at the last second they will learn their lesson and say, okay, maybe we took things too far. That's all I can hope for, is either YouTube dies or they learn their lesson. Either way, they're screwed. So bored. Hmm. Hmm. Almost half an hour burned up. I swear to God, I need to find more people to do these with. Dan. George Lucas is overrated. Ugh. Fuck it. I think I'll call it here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuck it. Have a nice day, and remember the game was rigged from the start. Also, pray for YouTube's soul. Unless, that would require them to have a soul. See ya.